Ladies and gents, we got an awesome video for you in store this day. We got the RTX 4070 dropping. Just making this Victus shaking its shoes. It's like, am I really gonna get a 4070? Yes, you are. You're getting a 4070, and that's what's in store for this video. You're gonna get an upgrade, some gaming, and some benchmarks, and then we're gonna, yeah, the conclusion's already drawn. You want a 4070. Trust me. All right, guys, let's break right into this upgrade. And the first thing you're going to need is like an iFixit kit or a Mako kit. And then the screwdriver comes flying out at me. You don't need an iFixit kit, but I like this because it has the T15 Torx head you will need for an HP Victus. It also has other good things in here for doing other stuff and a little tray for saving screws. Of course, you're going to need your RTX 4070 for the upgrade. And let's just start right here. Turn your power off, hold your button, and then come around and unplug all your cables. Very simple. And then you're going to take a T15 and unscrew this guy right here. And at this point, this should be retained. Going to pull straight back and out, and your side panel's off. Set that off the side for later. Then we got these two cages we have to remove. So the first one comes out pretty simply, and that's a T15 Torx head. And you pop this out, pull straight out. This one we have to take the front panel off. There's 1, 2, 3 tabs right here, and the front panel comes forward. And there is a T15 Torx head right here. Now you could unplug your front panel if you want to get it out of your way. I'm going to do that. You just pull back right on here, and you can set your front panel off to the side. Make sure you tuck this wire back into here when you are done. If it gets stuck on here, this will keep you from closing this door. And also you want to make sure these are lined up. Just a little pointer. I guess I'll put it back on there to kind of show you guys how to do it if you haven't done it already or haven't seen any of my videos on how to do it. So now that we've done that, this cage is loose and you can pull out, and it's out. Now before I unsecure the graphics card, I always want to take the power out because you're going to be wiggling and jiggling the GPU. All right, so we got a little kind of a button right here that you got to press. You got to press this down. It's not like the latch that presses inward. You're literally pressing down and it releases the graphics card. Then we're going to come to the rear here with the gear, and we're going to take this last T15 Torx head out, and this is going to be a short guy. So you don't want to mix it up with the other screws that you did, and set that off to the side. Your door opens up, and as you can see, your GPU is free like sin itself. If it, yeah, see, that'll snap if you're not paying attention. Sometimes you might have to hold this down as you're pulling on the GPU, and it's the most awkward thing in the world, so HP, stop using that. So as you can see, I'm going to try to Jumanji my hands, playing Jenga, there we go, and get your 1660 Super out of the PC. Of course, if you have any plastic wrap on here, pull this off. You do not want that going into the computer with you. It will get all icky. And wow, this is a pretty graphics card. Look at that. I like the gray and the silver and a real metal backplate. Yeah, ZOTAC did a good job. At least it doesn't have a stupid bump right here. We're going to slot our GPU in here, make sure all these wires are pushed out of the way. We're going to line our PCIe Express slot up, and then also make sure that this looks like it's aligned. Come on here. See, that's why I don't like these little tab things. See, it's like already not allowing my GPU to go in. There we go. You're going to push her on home. And that's the GPU installed. Close this door, and this is going to retain the GPU. There's no screws. So put the T15 Torx head back ASAP before you even touch any power cables. Now I'm looking at the graphics card, and it requires one. If we had the 3070 here, it would require two. So we can take our single 8-pin and let's combine our two cables right here. We're going to face this tab towards the sky. These are, you know, I can get my fingers in there, but some graphics cards, they have them like buried in the card, and you can't hold these pins together. The best thing to do is, if it has this slot design, is plug the 2-pin in and then come alongside and plug the 6-pin in. But if you can hold them together like you can on this card, plug them in. And then you want to double verify that up here, like right there, there's no gap in between here. Because if you are, you could fry the graphics card or possibly the power supply, or melt some connectors, and then, you know, your wonderful HP Victus 15L with your RTX 3070 is, sorry, RTX 4070, it's going to take me a while to get used to saying that, is going to go bye-bye. Go to the e-waste junkyard. Whoops, I forgot something. I forgot to show you guys how to install the front panel, and I want to be a man of my word. So it's quite simple. This plug is keyed, so you can only put it in here, you know, one way. So the little tabs on the bottom go towards the bottom. Then we're going to feed this wire in here, and then it latches like a door, so you kind of get it going. And it's very simple. This is way simpler than some of the other HP PCs. Of course, you can either put these cages back or leave them out. Personally, if I was going to be upgrading and doing other stuff, I'd leave the cages out unless you need them for a hard drive or an SSD. It's up to you. Do they add a little bit of stability? Sure. But the one thing I would do is not put the T15 Torx head, because if you got to get to your memory or get to anything, of course you got to have this front panel pushed forward before you can install this cage. You don't have to have it out all the way, but to get this back in here, you do have to have that front panel out of the way. So there is a snap on that side, so it will retain it, and then once you put that back, there's another snap and you put your T15 Torx head. It really doesn't add much rigidity other than having a mounting surface for maybe a fan and an SSD. That's all it's really good for. Other than that, if that is something you are not going to do, I'd remove it. Otherwise than that, guys, let's get to the gaming and benchmark. Alright guys, the numbers are in, and I have to say the RTX 4070 just blew the 1660 Super right out of the water. No comparison. I mean, let's jump over to the on-screen really quick. I mean, I know you guys just watched the gaming benchmark, but if I had to bet on this horse, it would be the RTX 4070. But anyways, guys, let's jump over to the on-screen quick here. And on the left, you see we had our GTX 16 Super, our piddly little Italy little card that can't keep up, and the CPU is jumping all over the place. So that's not going to be very fun for gaming. And we come over here to our RTX 4070, and look, our CPU's just like, hey man, I'm good. I don't have a lot. It's just something I noticed right out of the gate, and I'm like, huh, that's kind of interesting, you know? If I had to choose any card out of these cards, guys, it'd be this RTX 4060. I know there's a lot of people hating on the 40 series. I mean, there's a lot of positives. You got DLSS 3.0, you got NVIDIA Reflex and all the boost stuff that you can use. You got a lot of games have frickin' resolution scaling that goes along with that. And you can really tune your game to do some awesome gaming, and it looks nice. So guys, everything you've seen me use in this video today will be down in the links down in the description down below. And I'm TechNitwit. I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm